identify as being black?
Okay.
Because I'm not black. I came in a plane, they came in chains. Yeah, I'm passenger in their cargo.
I am not black, okay?
And no matter how much black Americans cry about it, we're not black, we will never be black.
Being African doesn't mean you're black.
I never really saw myself as a black person.
Already pointed out that I'm Haitian. Why do I now have to submit to this idea of being black?
I have never and will never identify myself as black.
Never forget the original line of delineation, the line of blackness, the line that separates us from them was originally drawn by them. Originally, they refused to identify as black. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago when they realized that we could possibly get reparations. It's highly unlikely, but it's possible. That's when they decided that they wanted to rebrand themselves as black. All right, here is what they want to happen. Should we get reparations, they want that money to go straight to the African Union. And the argument is going to be that because we are black and black means African now, that the money should just go directly to them. Now, I can tell you the actual definition of black does not exclusively equal African. The original dark-skinned people of the Americas were considered black. That's how they justified colonizing the Americas. The original people of Australia and New Zealand and the Polynesian Islands and the original people of India and the original people of the Philippines and Thailand. Basically anywhere where there were dark-skinned people, they were all considered black. And they used race theory to justify colonizing and taking whatever they could from these places. Not just Africa, but Africa, the Africans, the African unions, the Pan-Africans are currently fighting very, very hard to rebrand black to just mean Africa. And the reason why they're doing that is just in case we ever get reparations, they're going to try to negotiate that all that money should go straight to the African Union. That's all it is. Okay? If there was no money on the table, they would still be talking about not being black. All right?
Jesse Jackson said that African Americans should be how you refer to black Americans in 1989, and then people just ran with it. I never understood the term African American. I'm not African. I've been in the United States for a very long time. Born here, obviously, but my ancestors been here for a long time, since the 1600s in Virginia, so there's no African American. Okay, we're black American. That's just what it is. So some may use that term, but I don't use that term. So I'm not really into squabbling over who could use it or not. I just say black American. Whatever you want to call yourself is your thing. If you identify as a dinosaur, a pet gerbil, a jackrabbit, whatever, it's fine. I don't really care, but I'm gonna call myself black American. And I think the majority of us would say the same thing. We're black, not African. Shout out to my Africans, well, I love y'all, but we're just not y'all. Just like if you have a white person who's been here since the Nina and the Pinks and the Santa Maria talking about they got family back in the old country. What old country? You talking about Arkansas, Tennessee, Louisiana, Alabama? What old country you talking about? Ain't no old country. You're an American now. You didn't come here in the Ellis Island days. You came here in the year 1775.
Black people did not want to be called African American.
In 1967, Jet Magazine took a poll from its millions of subscribers asking which racial term they preferred to be called. On January 11th, 1968, they released the results from that survey. The list of options that were given when you took the survey were Afro-American, Black, Negro, African-American, Colored, American, and then you could enter your own personal choice. You can see there was a very large and vocal group of black people who were pushing a campaign for the use of the word Afro-American because they considered the term historically accurate. People who voted Afro-American, Colored, or Black equally agreed that the term Negro was seen as inferior and perpetuated the slave master mentality. On the contrary, the late great Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois says that the word Negro is a better term than African or Colored. If you don't know who W.E.B. Du Bois is, he is a great author, historian, first black person to get a PhD from Harvard, and he was quoted saying, "If men despise Negroes, they will not despise them less if Negroes are called Afro-Americans or Colored." Basically, he's like, it doesn't matter what the fuck they call us, they already don't like us. Why are we putting all this pressure on ourselves to find a label to appease some people who who already don't fuck with us. They're probably gonna change the name anyway to some derogatory shit. Musician Gwendolyn McKinney prefers Afro-American because black is just a color and color is too superficial. She says the term Afro-American has more substance and roots in truth. A woman from Houston, Texas, Ethel Wilson, says that she prefers to be called black, but because she's light-skinned with straight hair, she has to go by the term Negro. That might sound confusing, but the term black wasn't as synonymous with race as it is now. When you heard black, you literally were like, a dark-ass person. So when people saw light-skinned people, they were just like, oh, you're a Negro. U.S. Air Force Sergeant Melvin D. Halston says he chose colored because we are colored and not black. All you have to do is look among us and see none of us are really black. Not the African kind of black. We vary from shades of brown to damn near white. They were just interviewing random people who took the poll and getting their thoughts on the results from the survey. These two actually stood out to me the most. It was pretty interesting. 54-year-old artist J.M. Gardside says there's only one accurate term, and that is Kufi. That is the name Negroes called themselves before being brought to Africa. I looked it up, and it was a word used to describe black people, but it was a derogatory term, so it didn't really stick. And honestly, I don't like the term Kufi. It just sounds like nigga. Yo, you fucking Kufi? And the last interesting response I saw was from a 65-year-old lady named Olivia Bird Smith. She says, I'm glad to know from biblical proof we are the Hebrew people. We are the people who God set as a light to the Gentiles. I thought that was pretty cool because that's kind of the conversation that's going on right now. Who are the true Hebrew people? And I can tell you for sure that it's not them niggas over the water. This magazine came out in 1968. Olivia Smith is 65 years old. That means she was born in 1903. The state of Israel was created in 1948. So this is more of a breakdown of the voting. So out of the people who voted Afro-American, most of them lived in the North, most of them were employed, most of them were ages 20 to 40 years old, and most of them were male. For those who voted to be called black, most of them lived in the North or the East, and 29% was female, so a little bit higher than Afro-American. But the unemployment level was significantly higher. I also noticed that people who voted for African-American had an older age range. As you can see, 41 to 50 years old, 51 and over, they had the highest percentage out of every option. And clearly people in the South did not want to be called colored. The colored poll has the lowest percentage of Southern voters and the highest percentage of voters under 20 years old. But whatever you prefer, this survey was not to cause controversy or division. It was to display the increase of black pride during this time. They were just tired of white people controlling the narrative, and they wanted to have more power on how they were viewed and how they were labeled. But one of the main reasons why we use African American today is because of Jesse Jackson, Messy Jesse Jackson. He did this national media campaign saying like African American is synonymous with Irish American. I don't know. That's the main reason why when you apply for jobs or schools, you fill out African American, because of Jesse Jackson. And you know, I don't got an issue with Jesse Jackson, but ever since I learned about that bloody shirt and MLK, I can never look at him the same. Like, he did a lot for black people, but he was doing that shit for the fame and fortune. I'm gonna post the entire article on my page, so if you want to read it, you don't have to go through the video again and pause it and screenshot.
Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Kids Global. If you're coming across my page for the very first time, please do it to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe for me. I beg you in the name of God, please subscribe for me. You see this immigrant, most especially these African Americans, I swear they have problem. So you guys think black Americans want to shit themselves with you? Like, you think black Americans want to be called African Americans? Yeah, they were called African American before. They were called African American before. But when you guys want to now take it personal, you guys want to start, I don't understand. You guys start looking down on these people. If the black Americans are very peaceful people, yeah, they accept you with their both hands. They embrace you, welcome you to their country. It's their country, it's not your country. You have your country as African Americans. American is their country as black Americans. You guys will now start coming to talk down on them and look down on them. Even having, you guys are the first, African Americans are the first people to start saying that they don't want to shade themselves as black Americans. They don't want to shade us, yes, as black Americans. So now, if there's any problem, you guys will not be calling them to come and help you. I start even, does that make any sense? If there's any problem, you start looking for them to come and help you when you guys are trying to draw yourself away from them. Guys, I'm going to add more clips and stitches to this particular episode, then I'll come back with commentaries. Credit to the original creators of each clips and stitches we had into this episode. Guys, I'll be back with commentaries. Please stay tuned.
I seem to be hearing a lot about, like, last year alone, we had so many, like, black people specifically getting lynched, and now it's like even more of a problem. I'm like, what's really going on? And I'm not really seeing too many people talk about it. I'm just kind of like, all right, y'all, like, are we just trying to make it very clear what we're doing? Because, like, we all know who used to do that, right?
Being black in America is exhausting.
Yep.
Being black means there's no hope. Being black means every time one of ours get killed, every time we walk out the door, we're not safe. We're in a courtroom and we know they're wrong and we have to walk away with our heads held high. Mothers are losing their sons. Fathers are losing their daughters. Every single day we fight just to be alive. I'm disgusted. Sometimes I don't even want to be in my own skin, and I don't want to even say that sometimes, but it's true. I want to wake up and know what it feels like not to be black. I want to wake up and know what it feels like not to look at a police and be scared. I want to wake up and feel like, dang, I can at least count on a judge, a president, somebody to save me. So it's so hard for me to say, God, where are you? Where are you when our people are dying? Because if this was my son, I swear to you, every single body on this earth will feel my wrath, and I'm taking everybody with me. I'm tired of just standing still when we don't even know this little boy's name. I'm tired. What are we going to do? Where are the people that's going to move and shake and do something about it? I don't want to just keep speaking on things anymore. I want to do something. And it's just unfortunate that we have to still sit here and just talk and talk and talk and talk about these things when we're talking about people's livelihoods and people's lives.
They claim Cyrus had a gun. That was proven wrong. No one saw this gun. No witnesses saw this gun they claim that he had, except the Childs. They saw it. I mean, do you think the system, it just seems like it's working like they have designed it to make sure people stay separate, to
I never identified as black until I came to this country. I remember the first time I had gotten so angry at this guy in my community college. I was an RA, which is a residence assistant. And he was like, oh, the African-American, the big African-American girl, the one that looks like a gorilla. I said, it cannot be me. And of everything he called me, it was the African-American, the black African that annoyed me. The gorilla part, I was like, I personally find something attractive about a gorilla. Have you seen a gorilla looking man? Forget it. Anyways, so I come and I'm like, I'm not African-American, one, and I'm not black. Everybody was shocked at that statement. Like, you're not black? What are you then? I'm like, I'm a person. What is black? So what are you? Yellow, like lemonish green? What is this? And I had no concept or idea of race at the time. I didn't understand the history of America and all of these good things. With a lot of things like black is beautiful and black is supreme and black is necessary.
Do you guys consider yourselves as black American or African American?
Black American.
Black American.
Yeah, black American.
What about African American?
I don't have nothing against it.
What is one thing that black people or black American people are known for?
I don't know. What we known for? I guess our culture. I guess how we carry ourselves, what we do. It's different.
So let's talk about this African American title, because the issue that I have with it is not being ashamed of any ancestry that I have. My issue with the title is that it is being weaponized against Black Americans to basically remove our Americanness and make it seem like we don't belong here, or that we're just extras, or that we are the same as immigrants, and we're something like an immigrant, and we really don't belong here, and we really have attributed little to nothing to what the America is. I mean, that's kind of how it's being weaponized against us from what I've been seeing. It just creates a lot of unnecessary confusion as to who and what we are in our place in this country, because I believe that Black Americans should be considered a protected class in America. I believe that the descendants of the freedmen should be protected. I believe that we should have certain privileges and rights that other people of color do not have. I really truly believe that, because why should I be categorized in the same way that a immigrant is when I'm not an immigrant? I don't have an immigrant story. I don't have immigrant parents. I don't have immigrant grandparents. I don't have immigrant anything. Nobody in my family that I can trace is an immigrant. Everybody came from here, or my entire ethnogenesis was here on this soil, and I just don't want to be categorized in the same way that an immigrant is. And there's nothing wrong with being an immigrant. I just don't want to be categorized as such, because that's not what I am. And it's extremely insulting to try to put me into that category. And that's the reason why I don't like the African American title. It's not about Like, yeah, I got dark skin. My skin is dark, y'all. It's very dark. My skin is darker than what it looks like on this camera. So, and my hair is kinky. Okay, so I know I have some type of African somewhere in down the line is somewhere in there. I don't know where it's at, where it came from, but it's in there. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. My thing is, don't try to put me in the same category as an immigrant, because I'm not.
So you guys you guys will be talking down on them and be saying a lot of things that does not make sense about them, and you are expecting them to come and like you, or you are expecting them to come and associate themselves with you, when you black Africans Americans are the first people that come out to say such words that you don't want to associate yourself with blacks. A lot of clips has been flying around where you guys will boldly say it on the live broadcast that you don't want to be actually, I don't want to associate myself with black Americans. Do you think black Americans need to beg you? You see, if black Americans even accept, like, said, yes, you guys should answer black Americans, you're supposed to be happy. You people are supposed to be happy. But you guys were the one that were saying you don't want to associate yourself with black Americans. Which black Americans did nothing wrong to you? All you guys want to do is to come and overshadow them, take their jobs, take their businesses, occupy space that belongs to them. They will come out tomorrow and start calling them lazy. You take jobs that are penny just because you want to give them name. They're not supposed to give them. Immigrants. Yeah. Immigrants are the problem that black Americans are going through today, I swear. They are the wahala that black Americans are going through. Because if they're not the problem, you not tell me that you come to a man's country and you'll be challenging that person, calling that person dirty black Americans, calling that person they don't have culture. Telling that person that they don't have culture. Most of these immigrants are the ones that started all these things. Always looking for a way to look to talk down on black Americans by all means. Always looking for a means to talk down on black Americans by all means. Even when you don't want to do that, even when you don't want to reply, you guys keep coming online, you guys keep dragging them. We've seen a lot of videos. A lot of videos of a lady was even shouting, you guys should go and work. Black Americans, go and work. You guys are lazy. Ordinary immigrants like you. Ordinary immigrants like you that came to America to seek for greener pasture. You guys will take their job, take a lot of things from them. They did not complain. They never complain. What's with the insult? What is with the insult? Why insulting them? Why calling them names? Yes, why? Why calling them names? You guys will always talk down on them every little point, every little goddamn time you see is to talk about those people, is to bring them down, and just look for one way or the other to make sure that you bring them down in all aspects of life. Calling them lazy after taking their jobs. Calling them lazy, calling them uneducated, calling them product of one night, calling them names like a lot of names that I can't even say from my mouth. Like, how dare you call someone a product of one night stand? That's black Americans. Most of them don't even have fathers. Their parents don't stay with their fathers. Talking down on them. Talking down on them in their own country. And you expect them to be happy with you. You expect them to like you. You expect them to be your friends. And you guys have the guts to come out and say you don't want to be called, associate yourself with black Americans. They don't want to associate themselves with you too. It's not like it's a big deal. They don't want it to. They don't. So stop feeling that important as an immigrant. Tomorrow night they deport you guys that say they should come out. Black Americans don't want to come out and speak for you. Black Americans are full of themselves. Why would they speak out for you? A good example that most of immigrants are supposed to be learning is the example of Haitians. Just so what happens to them after all the dirty black Americans don't have culture. All of you are immigrants from Haiti, South Africa, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Burkina, everywhere. Cotonou, Togo, Mali, anywhere you are. You guys are immigrants, both Africans and non-Africans. You guys are immigrants. Coming out to call out these people every blessed goddamn day. We must see one video or the other of other black Americans, African Americans calling out black Americans. You guys should better stop it and respect yourself. Guys, please like, share, and comment. Subscribe for me, I beg in the name of God. I'm going to see you on my next episode. And credit to the original creators of its clips and stitches we had on today's episode. I'll see you on my next clip. Bye.